By the end of this video, you'll have your very own snake game running on your computer, all coded by you in Python, even if you have no idea what Python is right now. Hey, my name is Marcel. I have a PhD in chemical engineering and I make videos about experimental design to help you become a better experimenter. In this video, I'm going to tell you about Python, what it is, how to install it on your computer, and how to let ChatGPT make the hard work for you. So what's Python and why should you care about it? Imagine you have a tool that can do almost anything on your computer. Whether it's analyzing data, automating repetitive tasks, or even powering AI tools. Python is that tool. Python is like Excel on steroids. It's a programming language, but don't let that term scare you. It's one of the easiest to learn, even if you've never written code before. Oh, and the best part, it's for free. It will never cost you a cent, and even more than that. Half the world is programming in Python and people are sharing their knowledge openly. Whatever problem you are facing, somebody else had that problem before and another person has solved it for them. So what's the catch? Well, it does take some time to learn a language. At least the basics. And I'm not going to lie, you need to put some work into learning the basics, and that can be, maybe even will be, a little bit frustrating in the beginning. But it will be worth it, because you will be able to do much more in less time if you know how. Let me show you how to get started. First, we need to install Python on your computer. The easiest way to do that is by downloading Anaconda. A lot of snakes, I know. Python is the language you want to use. Anaconda is the dictionary that contains everything about that language that you need. Like in the real world, there are other dictionaries, but in my opinion, Anaconda is the best and easiest one to start with. So we go to the Anaconda website, go to the download page and download Anaconda, either for Windows or for Mac or Linux, depending on what kind of computer you have. After downloading, you follow the instructions through the installation process. If you're on Windows, you might see an option to add Anaconda to your path environment variable. Go ahead and do that, else you might run into issues later. Once you've installed it, open the Anaconda navigator. In here you have a lot of apps, but you can forget about all that for now. The only important app you need is Jupyter Notebook. It's the app in which we can write and execute Python code to do all sorts of analysis and calculations and things. And in here we're also going to program our snake game. Let's open it and see what it looks like. First thing you see is this folder structure. It looks similar than what you see in your Explorer or Finder, and it also works the same. You can navigate in here as you would within the folders on your computer. So let's navigate to My Documents here. You can also create a new folder, for example, My First Python Program. And in here we create our first Python file. Similar as if we would create an Excel file, just with Python. This is how that looks. We can write our first Python code here. Maybe we do a simple calculation. You can execute the cell by hitting Shift-Enter and it will run the code that is written within the cell. In this example, it will run the calculation and output the result. But calculations are pretty lame. So let's go to ChatGPT and ask if he could program the snake game for us in Python. And we just prompt that here. It's pretty easy. There's no magic to it. And ChatGPT will start writing the code for us. Let's test it. We just copy-paste the code from here over to our Jupyter Notebook. Now, this is a package. It is like a plugin you need to install the first time you want to use it. You recognize that by the pip install command. You install it once. Later, you only need to import it when you want to use that again. Installing is pretty easy. You just hit Shift-Enter to execute the cell as we did previously with the calculation, and Python will do the rest. Now, once you have the package installed, you can execute the code for the actual game with Shift-Enter again. And here we go. You just created the snake game in Python. Was it difficult? I don't think so. Programming doesn't have to be complicated anymore, and it will only become easier in the future through AI. Follow for more.